All right, let's get right to it. Forget resolutions. Forget all those vague wishes for 2026. We're here to talk about a blueprint, a real plan. And it's built on one single powerful principle: savage discipline. This is about what it actually takes to get what you want. No fluff. So before we even get into the how, we have to lock in the why. I mean, what's that deep, burning desire you've got? What are you truly hungry for? Because without that fire inside, honestly, every strategy we're about to talk about is completely useless. I want you to really think about that. Let it sink in. Not as much as you want a pizza or a day off, but as much as you want to take your next breath. When your goal becomes that essential, that non-negotiable, well, that's the real starting line for success. It becomes a primal need. Look, that hunger is the rocket fuel in the tank, for sure. But the most powerful engine in the world is totally worthless if you never, ever turn the key. The gap between knowing what you should do and actually doing it, that's where most dreams go to die. It is time to hit start. And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Nobody starts at the finish line. Every single expert was once a total beginner. Every champion was once just a contender who dared to take that first clumsy step. You have to give yourself permission to be average at the beginning. It's the only way you'll ever become excellent in the end. So if it's that simple, just start, why don't more people do it? Well, it's because the biggest roadblock isn't a lack of time or money or resources. It's something much, much closer to home. It's the enemy you see in the mirror. And I want you to be honest with yourself for a second. Really think about this. When you're all alone, no one to impress, what is the real reason you haven't gone all in on your goals yet? And there it is, the truth. It's the story. Oh, I'm not ready yet. I don't have the right contacts. I'll start fresh on Monday. These are just narratives, little fictions we create to protect ourselves from the chance of failure. And they are the very chains holding you down. So how do you break those chains, right? How do you beat that internal enemy? You don't do it with feelings. No way. You do it with a weapon, and that weapon is discipline. Because motivation, that magical feeling you're waiting around for, it's a total myth. See, motivation is a feeling. It's an emotion. It comes and goes like the weather. And if you rely on that to build your dream, you are building your entire house on quicksand. Discipline is the bedrock. It's the system that you build that works especially on the days your feelings don't want to cooperate. Now, this is a really interesting way to look at it because it frames every single day as a choice. On one side, you've got what you want right now. Comfort, ease, scrolling on your phone. That's all ruled by feelings. But on the other side, you have what you want most, your ultimate goal. And that is only, and I mean only, achieved through discipline. This is it. This is the whole game right here. Discipline is not about passion or getting hyped up. It's about being a professional. It's about showing up and doing the work, especially on the days you really, really don't feel like it. That is everything. Let's be crystal clear here. Your New Year's resolution, it means nothing. That vision board you have on the wall means nothing. Your grand plans that you've sketched out in a fancy notebook, they all mean absolutely nothing without execution. The only thing that moves the needle, the only thing that creates results in the real world is action. And discipline is the engine of that action, period. Okay, so how do we make this practical? How do we actually build discipline into our default setting? Well, it all comes down to a really simple daily strategy. It starts with the actual math of success. 99%. So what does that number mean? It's not about being perfect, not at all. It's about understanding where the real work, the real magic actually happens. And here's the breakdown from the man himself. That brilliant idea, that flash of inspiration, that's just one tiny percent of the whole equation. The other 99%, the part that actually builds empires and achieves massive goals, that's the grind. It's the sweat. It's the daily, unglamorous work that nobody ever sees, but that produces every single result you want. So think of this as your new daily operating system. It's a simple loop. Number 1, dream boldly. Know exactly what you're fighting for. Number 2, work consistently. That's the 99% perspiration we were just talking about. And number 3, achieve proudly. Own your result, good or bad, learn from it, and then you just repeat the process tomorrow. And you will have bad days. You will fail. I can guarantee it. But see, discipline isn't about never falling down. It's about having the system already in place that forces you to get back up every single time. It's about having the courage to just keep going. All right, let's bring it all home. We've defined the hunger, we've identified the enemy within, we have chosen our weapon, discipline. Now it's time for your mandate. Think of these as your direct orders for 2026. And listen, this isn't a hope or a wish, this is a declaration. You have to decide right here, right now, that this year belongs to you. It's not going to be given to you, it's not something you ask for permission to have. It is something you take by force of will. So this is the crucial point. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. No more of those bullshit stories. It is time to rise up to the challenge that you've set for yourself. It is time to grind harder than you ever have before. And it is time to go out and claim the results, the success, and the life that is rightfully yours. In the end, it all comes down to this one question. You are going to write a story in 2026, one way or another. Is it going to be the same old story of excuses and justifications, or will it be a new story, a powerful story, one that's written day by day with savage discipline? The choice is yours.